you know? And I think that flipped this switch in me where I was like, okay, fuck you, watch this.
Yo, what's up, guys? This is your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. Welcome to Lock-In Game Reviews, where we find games we can play. So we're going to be jumping in a game called I Am Reaper. Now, this is deep, bruh. I don't know. It's like a murder mystery type of game. I thought I'd let you guys know about it and give you my thoughts about it. So first we end up in a goddamn box that's going in some water. I guess a box casting where his hand connected to the glass box. It was weird because he had two choices, which I thought was crazy. He had these two choices in the box that you can either pull the lever or you can actually ring the bell. So what I'm trying to indicate is that I guess it's supposed to be a serial killer in the neighborhood, and this boy just offing people. What really tripped me out is how the realism of the murder is kind of dope, because it's like a crime scene, because old girl came out and saw a girl that was barbed wired to a tree. So this was kind of dope. not you know what I mean, not the death part, but you know, it was crazy because she had words written on the trees, and old girl was actually, you know, barbed wired to the tree. Then they had up this search thing with no name, no height, no nothing. It was crazy. I guess this is supposed to be the Ripper, the murderer itself, because he actually sewed her mouth shut, which was crazy. So she cut it open. I thought this was sweet as heck, the way the tape came out of her mouth. So I guess he was, you know, had the tape in her mouth for a message and she was pulling it out. Now that's crazy. So and you can see herself putting it together and trying to figure out the murder, and she put the tape in and the tape goes off of what's going on in this type of So a lot of people don't know. I think a lot of people don't know this type of murder. I actually do. I used to study, watch all the crime scenes and stuff like that. I think this is the Ripper back in the British days. I think this is back in London, and I think he's still alive to this day. But the Ripper, they really haven't identified this serial killer at all. He would just go around and killing random families. So I'm thinking they're actually making this depending on that type of situation, because he killed this woman and he really having no backstory, and I think it's in this type of time. So you see the British action and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that's what's going on. This is the story that they're trying to tell. So there's actually a murder scene, but it's actually giving a little bit more of kind of thought into this. Now, not identifying the murder on the computer, which had me kind of confused. So do you have to go find clues to find out who the murderer actually is? But I'm thinking the murderer is in town, so that comes with the same identical thing that's going on with the Ripper himself. In real life, they think they actually identified him, but I believe they didn't. And man, that junk was so it ain't funny. Just like the Zodiac Killer. That man, I don't know why they never came out with a game for the Zodiac Killer. That game would have been fantastic. It's fantastic. Crazy game. But we actually understanding that the Ripper is going to be based on the serial killer and the murderer, and now we're seeing the face being attached to, you know, another face. So this is kind of that type of game. So, and at the end of it, it's kind of crazy because the old dude is in a glass box and he actually sinking. So I'm thinking to myself, how they did it so short. We really didn't have no like backstory on it that much, so I couldn't really go into depth of what's really going on. So I'm getting my own theory with this situation of the Ripper actually being the serial killer in the town that he's in. But overall, I guess the girl that supposedly came upon a girl that was barbed wired to the tree is actually the detective. This is what I'm actually coming from when I actually watched this trailer. Now at the end, he's being killed. The guy that's being locked in a glass box that's sinking into this, I supposedly think, lake, and he had those choices, either pull over or ring the bell. And I'm like, how would those choices be affected with ringing the bell because you're underwater? What is that signaling? But pulling the lever, I think that would be better because he'll be able to get out the box, but he'll be connected to the box. So how would that work if his wrist is connected to the box? So ringing the bell would be the option, but if you're ringing the bell, who's going to hear it? So bro, it's so much intertwined with this type of crime scene. It's crazy. And then the computer didn't have no height, no weight, no body type. So we don't know if this is a man, woman, whatever. So we get those type of choices in there as well. When I'm seeing though, when I actually went into depth breaking down this type of thing, it's actually crazy. So when you go to the computer, right, you at the computer, way back in the day computer, you got the brightness, contrast stuff. You know this old computer before Apple came out and all that stuff. But you get the body type, age, and height and weight, which made me curious about this. And when he began to search, right, that's what, you know, created. I don't know if this was a thing or whatever, because I thought I'll look back into this trailer a little bit more into depth. So when she began to search, it didn't finish the matches. You know what I'm saying? So, And when I saw it, I was like, huh? So it's some people out here, people just not identified and picked up at all. Blood type and stuff like that. So the matches actually coming up is still searching. The full matches was 491, which is crazy. So the crazy thing about it is that it had the sex, male, the blood, AB plus, age, all stuff was unquestioned. Now this made me crazy about this stuff because we didn't know the search was actually finished, but the main number didn't change, which was 491. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So yeah. So we get like, I think about what, 5 across 1. That's about 6 people, I guess, that popped up. Really didn't identify nothing, but it's actually giving us an idea. But also what I really noticed about this is when she actually pulled up on girl that was barbed wire to the tree. I'm about to say that was barbed wire to the tree. I actually didn't understand it because I actually, was trying to read it as I go along, but the trailer was so fast and short, you really didn't have no expiration to it. So the crazy thing about this, when she found the girl in the barbed wires, 2 of her fingers was cut. Then on top of that, we actually get a cut scene of a news. The hunt for the Ripper continues. So I'm like, okay, so they hunting him down. They're looking for this person. So we're really, he had names: Here Lies Dora, Complete. I guess I couldn't read the rest of that on the right side. Complete, compare. I don't know. So we had this written on there: Here Lies. So I guess it's the person that died, Dolores. So this is the person that actually died that he actually represent. And he had, I guess, the purse hanging and everything, and it was 1988. So this was way back in the day, around the time Ripper was going ham back in the day. So yeah. So as we going through this stuff, he got the flashlight on there, stuff like that, barbed wire, her mouth shut. Then they had a little bit of a memorial for her at that particular town where that lady died, and they're on the hunt of looking for this person called the Ripper. So I'm thinking to myself, this was probably a well-known lady that was in the community that we didn't really have a backstory on. So depending on how that goes, we don't know. But she is a detective. Her name is Samantha Harlow, I believe. And I guess she looking at this type of murder as we see the pictures and stuff like that we go to see, and we seeing what's actually cracking and the detective. So she popped the tape in, listening to it. She's still in the car. So she started searching for certain activities and going on in the area. So when she did, she actually found, I believe, a passport or something like that, or it's called Workland Vale County Police. So this must be a police officer. Now, this is my theory. I believe there's somebody in the town, but it's somebody that got access to certain type of things. Because when she picked up this actual police thing, I guess this ID, I guess they used to have these type of IDs back in the day when they used to be police officers, and we see it stamped and everything and stuff like that with the actual person's name, and it was shoved in the snow. So obviously it had been dropped. So that was actually blank up a clue too as well. The next clue was had me going on is the man that was I guess had the fishing pole in the tackle box. Oh, dude is being dragged through the ground. So I guess this is the person that was in that glass box that they were identifying that was sinking in the lake. Now, this dude had a face-off thing. He had somebody on his face, covering his face, like the Chainsaw Massacre guy, connecting the face and stuff like that. And I'm thinking this is the serial killer, but we don't understand the backstory of what's going on. So we just find him sinking in the first scene. Then the other scene, he's actually up top in the water, just being thrown inside. So it's so much in this story I actually want to get into. It's a PC game. It's probably be coming out on Steam. I don't know if it's coming out, but this is more of a story. But I definitely want to give it a try and see how it rocks. And if I hear more about this game in the future, might have an update. I don't know, depending on how the story ends. But that's my little bit of thoughts on the game. I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video.